what she is manifesting is that she was abused as a child sexually and then abandoned. And it didn't work. She didn't repeat the abuse with Russell, you know, having a predator come onto her who then abandoned her. She stood up for herself. But she's counting on her husband to be there for her. And her wounded energy and her story that she told, understandably, triggered him. He has abandonment issues too. And it just turns out that when we have a severe issue, we're married to somebody with that issue. That's part of the attraction. So the issues have a balance or a mirror. We're mirrors for each other. And so right now she's having to face her abandonment, which is hard, but it's also good. It's good that she was able to own that she has such a big part of her that's still into the old game. Okay? And she wouldn't have thought so. And it's really wonderful that it played out in a context where nothing happened, but it was perfectly safe since she made it safe. And we congratulate you for that, because it was a pretty risque situation, right? It's perfectly safe because she made it safe. And by not actually following through with the old pattern, it means that there are lots of tender parts of her that are out in her consciousness who have not been able to connect with the right man in her life. Okay? But that's all right. She's feeling a lot of pain, but that pain is already in her spirit. It's triggered by what happened, but it's not caused by what happened. Right? Somebody without these same issues would go through this thing with Russell coming on to them and being flattered and kind of playing along until they finally realize, wait, I can't go through with this. I'm playing at something I'm not willing to bring to fruition, you know. And so, because I don't want the bad fruit. It's going to be nasty fruit. It seems sweet now, but it won't be later. And in a way, she's facing the bitter part of what she did with her husband, because he's hurt. But it's wonderful that this energy is coming out. This is a big healing event for her, and it's going to help her turn a corner. She's not going to have the same vulnerability that she used to have, that she didn't know she had. And she's not going to feel the same tendency towards assuming she's abandoned. Because Brandon only went to sleep someplace else because he feels abandoned. Because he feels so hurt and vulnerable. And it's not like he's going to go now look for another wife, you know. Am I right, Brandon?
What's that?
Are you going to go look for another wife? No. So he's not abandoning her. He's not cutting her off. He's just, you know, and it's good for her to know that he's not like saying, oh yeah, it's okay with me, whatever, you know. I'm just glad you came back. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, you know. And that's not the case, you know. He's hurt and he's letting her know, and it's good that he's letting her know. You know? If that's her consequences, then it's pretty mild. Because some people will get in a lot more hot water than that for bringing some stranger along to the point where he thinks he can expose himself. You see what I'm saying? He was forward without a doubt. But he didn't do that thinking that he was going to be rejected. Right? And there was a reason why he didn't believe he was going to be rejected. All right.
So Rachel tells me to work on my abandonment stuff.
Well, I think Rachel's right. I think that's a good point. But I also think Rachel's another medicine woman in our spiritual healing tradition. There's also the childhood abuse issues that we'd want to touch on as well.